Realize that 2.6 million people lives are saved in the United States every year by everyday blow Joe like me that might want to carry a weapon. How many schools?
2.6 million? I mean,
2.6 million.
I don't know where that number would possibly come from because
well, I mean, I'm just telling you, fact check it if you don't believe me. But it's well over 2 million. It might not be 2.6, but it's well over 2 million. You can fact check it.
So fact check, our guns used 1.5 million times per year to save lives. The claim is the U.S. Justice Department conservatively estimated that guns are used 1.5 million times per year, and then it's false.
It's what?
False. It's not true.
Well,
whenever I talk about more and better gun laws in America, which is a lot, someone usually makes it a point to say something like, gun laws take away guns from law-abiding citizens. What laws do that? I don't know. They never say. There's an assumption that by gun laws, I mean gun-free zones, which I'm not talking about that, which assumes I'm also trying to take away guns in the first place. I'm not. Not from everybody. We'll get into that a little later, but I recognize that guns can and will serve a public good. How much they help is still up for debate. With that said, I made sure to zoom in on Jason Selvig of The Good Liar's phone in order to see what source he pulled up. It looks like this one from PolitiFact. The article explains how that 1.5 million number comes from a 2008 blog post by the group Gun Owners of America. That post linked to 1997 research published by the department's National Institute of Justice. That research was based on a 1994 national telephone survey on gun ownership. If someone said they owned a gun, they were asked, within the past 12 months, have you yourself used a gun, even if it was not fired, to protect yourself or someone else, or for the protection of property at home, work, or elsewhere? Now, I've made a few videos thus far explaining how in the US, you can tell that gun laws work, state to state, because of the variance in gun-related deaths, which corresponds to various gun laws in place or not. And I'd much rather people lie to me or misappropriate data like in the open clip than to say something like, America doesn't have a gun problem, we have a heart problem. America doesn't need gun control, it needs Jesus. C.J. Pearson also said, America doesn't have a gun crisis, it has a mental health one. This was in the wake of mass shootings in Texas and at the Covenant School in Nashville. Bringing other countries into the chat, Japan is wealthy. If their citizens don't have as much mental health concerns, we should investigate why. Even with that, this country isn't very Christian at all. Has video games, by the way, put that on there, and still no mass shootings. However, they don't have freedom and access to guns, right? Well,
all right, so here is the United States in first place at 120 guns per 100 people. Let's see, where is Switzerland? Switzerland is 19 at about 30 guns per 100 people. That is nowhere near everyone owning a gun in Switzerland. In Switzerland, you can own a hunting rifle with just a contract, but all other guns, you have to have a license, and that license only lasts 9 months, and you have to get a new license. You have to have a clean criminal background in order to have a gun, and if police think that you are overly angry or you're a harm to yourself or to others, you can have your gun taken away from you. So I'm happy to have Switzerland as a model for gun ownership in the United States. Let's do that.
Switzerland has a lot of guns, not as many as in the US. With that said, a country like Iceland might be the safest and happiest place in the world, what with their access to education, housing, and jobs, and a social safety net that will help you just in case you don't have any or all of those things. Weapons seem unnecessary. Seeing how education, housing, jobs, healthcare, things that can reduce mental health concerns and gun violence in America aren't easily accessed here, not as easy as getting a gun in some cases. I also advocate for universal background checks, bans on violent offenders purchasing guns, and may issue laws, which give police discretion in issuing concealed carry permits, and even for additional states to drop their preemption laws. None of these things take away guns from law-abiding citizens. If someone uses their firearm for the sake of defense, okay. I don't know how often that happens, but it's easier to tell if they use a gun for offense. Thank you for watching. Jessica Burbank called it. Ron DeSantis wants to make America Florida. This teacher can tell you what that's like. The link to that video is in the description below. My content can be found by clicking the Jeff Wiggins hashtag or visiting my YouTube channel, We Gon' Be Alright. And as always, my architect knows Japanese.